So I know there can be times, just making sure this is working. I know there can be times on your journey, whether that's your spiritual journey, your inner work, your practical growth journey, whatever that may be. We talk about all the things over here where it can be difficult to stay aligned and focused. And sometimes it feels like you get off track because one thing or another, maybe your environment, your situation, your circumstances are just not quite helping you. Like, not that they're opposing you necessarily, but they're definitely not, like, the people around you aren't focused on the same things you're focused on. You know what I mean? You're working towards this, nobody else is working. And that's fine. Like, you don't got to make people work. That's not what I'm trying to say. But it feels like it's important more now than ever, especially when there is so much, I guess, opposition. Or maybe since it's summertime, I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but you might be being called to, focus your attention on a certain area or a certain project or a certain goal. And it just seems like nobody else around you is willing to, nobody else around you is having the same goals. They're not working towards the same thing. It doesn't have to be the same type of thing, but maybe the lifestyle in general, the way they're moving in general is not even the same as yours. Let's say you need to wake up at 7 a.m. and have a quiet environment, be working towards something, but the people in your household are sleeping until 12 and they're eating poorly and you need to eat well, and you want to work out and they don't want to work out, stuff like that, where it's like y'all don't have to have the exact same goals, but the type of structure needs to be similar. And so if that's not available in your immediate environment, it feels like you might be needing to seek those environments out. As you can see, I'm at the library and I'm leaving the library, and since I've been coming here to get my work done, I'm not saying that the environment I was in was necessarily harmful, but it was hard to be motivated because it was just me. And sometimes, like, I'm my own worst enemy. It doesn't even have to be about other people. It could just be lack of support just because you're the only one. But when you're around other people who are doing a similar thing, even if they're not working, even if they're studying, they all gathered at the library to accomplish something, right? They're here bright and early as soon as it opens, just like me. And so, same thing with maybe going to the gym. Even if you don't feel like working out, getting to the gym can help you start feeling like working out because you see other people working out. And I'm not saying this is a motivation thing, but I am saying that I feel like the energies are stronger when there's multiple people doing it together. And I don't know why, because I'm not really wanting to go down the religious route here, but when they say when two or more are gathered in the presence or something like that, let me know if you know that verse, that scripture, whatever it is. It kind of reminds me of that, where the energy is so much more strong and potent when multiple people have their minds towards the same type of thing. And I feel like that can even work for I guess, like, even manifestation or just bringing something about. When you're in a group, it's way easier to accomplish something than compared to by yourself, because everybody's energy is focused in on accomplishing this thing or having this type of goal. And so I feel like our energy feeds off other people's energy, whether that's spiritually or practically, whether you are motivated or it's just the vibe of the place, that structure of the place that helps you accomplish what you want to accomplish. And so if that is more spiritual, you might find yourself watching more spiritual content, reading more spiritual content, hopping into group chats where the community is more spiritual compared to somebody else's community that's not, or they're talking about this and talking about that. Like, it's easier for you to stay on that road, on that path, when you are in the midst of others who are doing the same thing. So if you feel like you are kind of losing your way, or you're not doing as, you're like not at peak, I don't know how I want to say it like that, or you just feel like you're kind of losing your way, or it's not as strong as it could be, maybe try to get around other people who are doing something similar. Maybe intentionally seek out those spaces. Like maybe you are trying to lose weight, and your initial thought is to do it at home because it's easier. But what if the way that you accomplish it easier, faster, is if you do go to the gym? Now, I'm not saying you don't even have to switch anything up for real. What if you just do the same thing you did at home and you do it at the gym? And I'd be curious to see like how much better you do. Or like, do you notice a change in your frequency when you do be around other people? Do you like, oh, I want to go harder all of a sudden because I see this person going harder, or we're all in the gym going hard, let me lock in for real, you know what I mean? So it's really like that, and you can see that in the practical sense. And I think I'm just trying to get a feel for how spiritual, like what's the spiritual significance of that? I don't know, but I'll have to sit here and think on that. Other than like being able to like multiply energy, or like the outcome would be way greater, or like you'll be less likely to give in to temptation or get distracted when you have accountability partners, even if they're unspoken accountability partners. Somebody you see at the gym all the time, even if you don't know them, never talk to them, even if they're not worried about you at all. Like, they know you come at this time and you know they come at that time. Y'all look at each other, hey, what's up? Y'all own it. Something about that. Okay, I think I'm gonna wrap that up right there. I will say, today I was very sleepy. I didn't get as much done, but I know if I was at home, I would have quit. I wouldn't have done any work. Am I embarrassed to say that? Not really, but at least I have proof to know that what I'm saying is accurate, because just being in the environment where other people are working, learning, studying, is quiet, that helped me push through despite how I felt. Okay, and so the last thing I want to say is kind of like about identity work, which I don't speak much about that, but it's kind of like easier to become the person who does X, Y, and Z, the person who talks about X, Y, Z, when you're legitimately around other people who are in that same lifestyle, in that same type of identity. Like when you see yourself in others and other people can see themselves in you and vice versa, like that exchange just strengthens your identity. And then it becomes, I am somebody who does this, and so no matter what, you're going to accomplish it because that's who you are now. And if you do it for 2 weeks, 4 weeks, a month, 3 months, it's way easier to become that identity, shift into that identity when there are other people around you helping you do that, on purpose or not on purpose, subconsciously or consciously, whatever you choose. So now it's like, I am someone who does X, Y. Okay, I'm yapping now. I'm losing my, like I said, I was sleepy, but I pushed through, and I'm going to do this because I'm pushing through. And the more I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Okay, I will see y'all later. It's time for me to actually get some rest today. I try not to rush these messages now. If you've just seen the video before this one about, you'll know, the one right before this one, then you'll know why I am letting the clock keep running, why I'm not rushing this video. Maybe I'm giving you a chance to write a comment. Maybe that's what I'm doing subconsciously. Can't tell you. But yeah, look at my acne. It's just so interesting because I'm thinking back like when I was in school and just how every day was study. It was like nonstop. I'm talking about graduate level, doctoral level program where it's nothing but getting up, going to class, studying for class. Like after class, you go study, get ready for a test, day in, day out, day in, day out, day in, day out. It's ridiculous. But that's what it was. That's what everybody was doing. That's what your cohort was doing. That's what your classmates were doing. It wasn't a question. You don't question what you're doing when you're doing it with other people. That's kind of like a cult, right? Oh snap. Well, that's kind of what the feeling kind of needs to be. Like, oh no, we're the people in this club. Like clubs. I don't got no more thoughts. Where it's like, no, we are the people who do this thing. We're part of this club. We're part of this class. We're part of this this program. I think we need to try to. No, we don't need to do anything. You don't need to do anything. Take this with discernment. But I think that type of energy is what gets you into the flow way faster and makes things more achievable way quicker or easier. Because now looking back at that time of life, I can't imagine doing it. But I can't imagine doing it because I've been so far removed from like all the study. But once you get back into studying, it's like, oh yeah. But when you're studying at home by yourself, it's harder. But when you go like, oh, I'm studying with a group of friends and we study every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Oh yeah, right? Oh, it didn't become second nature. So that's what you want. You want things to become so second nature. So how do you do that? You make sure you're in environments that help you become second nature. You make sure you're around people who help that be second nature to where it's not weird. Me doing a video in the car in front of the library is kind of weird, but if I were to go somewhere where everybody was creating content, Kyson at Streamer University, if you know, you know, it wouldn't be weird. And everybody would be supporting because everybody would be recording in their cars right beside me. You know what I mean? And so we got to make, it's like getting yourself into an environment where it's not weird, where everybody's doing it. Now, the other side to that is, the downside to it is some people are in groups that they shouldn't be in, and they don't think it's weird because they're not second guessing. But that goes to show you that it can blindside you. It can really strip away any thoughts because it becomes automatic. Ooh. Y'all, maybe you know what I mean, maybe you don't. Where it's like, oh, I just follow this crowd and we do this every such and such time and I don't even think twice about it. But I can't critically think my way out of it because I'm already assumed that's my identity. Belonging and identity is a strong factor in one of the hierarchy of needs. People love to be a part of groups. People love to belong. I think that's a part of human nature. But now we got to be careful what we're trying to belong to. I love how I'm being balanced about this because it's like, well, hold on now. You don't want to just be joining any willy-nilly group. Get you caught up in thinking the wrong things. And no, hold on. But that's your discernment, right? What's best and healthiest for you. And it doesn't have to be forever. Maybe it's just for a short amount of time. Okay. 14:14 on the clock. Look that number up for me. All right, bye y'all.